That Admiral McCraven talking about how you're going to change the world, how you're going to make the world a better place. Um, it starts off, of course, with small things, making your bed. Um, just by a show of hands, how many of y'all make your bed every day? It's pretty good, a little more than half, maybe. Um, what? Wow, we're surprised it's the boys in class. Yeah, a little. I don't know. We're just gonna ignore that. Um, Raise your hand if you brush your teeth every day. All right, there we go. Much better. All right. Raise your hand if you say yes or no, ma'am, every day. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Raise your hand if you pray every day. Okay. Yeah, it's Lent. It's a good time to start that. All right. The point is this from Admiral McCraven and today's lesson is that, and this is a little bit different than the way we've been approaching morality. We've dealt with big issues and life and death scenarios and how to make the best decision. Today, after talking about, of course, the principles of law and grace, we're going to begin talking about what is virtue. Because what we're going to see is that your life is not made up of big decisions. Your life is made up of a lot of daily decisions that I'm going to be clean, I'm going to be tidy, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to be respectful to my elders. That will make or break some of you. You know, you could be brilliant 4.0 GPA. You can be smarter than any teacher on campus. But if you don't know how to respect even somebody that you might be smarter than, nobody's going to want to hire you. Nobody's going to enjoy being around you. You won't have a good social network to support you. It's the good that you do every day that will make or break your life, and that is virtue. Virtue is the daily good habits from brushing your teeth to praying every day. Yeah, that's a good thing to do every day. Now, do you wash your hands when you're done? No, don't answer that. Hey, yeah. It's usually more of an issue. Claire, go. Yeah, you need to walk away now. Yeah, I know. See, I asked a girl, but I should have asked the guy. Do you wash your hands after every bathroom use? All right, give it up for Steven. Your life is made up of habits. HABITS. Your habits are where it is at. They are powers that form how good of a person you are. You know, I don't write up students too easily, and in truth, I've probably given a lot of leeway during this pandemic year. Used to write up kids for socks. Haven't written anybody up for socks yet this year, but I'm capable of it. That being said, this past week, I think I've written up 3 people in 1 week. It's probably a new record for Mr. Peo. 3 people in 1 week. Out of disrespect, just I'm not going to say what. Just disrespect from a student to me, calling me by a title that he shouldn't have. Another kid just wearing the wrong shoes, like completely. It's not even like they were close. Just completely the wrong shoes. Another kid, first hour of the day, um, no ID, and after that led to something else I need to write up for. The point is this: some of you get very frustrated. I've made some enemies this week writing kids up for these little things like no ID or no socks. What's the big deal, Mr. Peo? It is a big deal because it's your own ability to commit and be consistent to a dress code that you're going to have wherever you go in life. You're going to have a dress code. You see me dressed down really casual right now because I'm about to leave for a tennis match. But even though I'm tennis coach, I had the shirt and tie this morning, of course, just like you gentlemen do. Everywhere you go, There's a dress code that you need to show maturity to follow it, and you learn that on a higher level at a Catholic school, and you don't enjoy it. But let me tell you, I got written up in high school one time. We had this policy. We had to wear dress shoes. Sperry's aren't very big in New York, but I think they were the brand name of shoe that was popular in the early 2000s. It was like lugs, and they were just really big, kind of boot-like. But sometimes when they're made of leather, they look kind of sharp. Well, my school came out and said, none of these shoes. We want you to dress a little bit classier than that. And I think I don't know if I was a junior or senior, but I had a pair of those, and I got a warning for I was a respected student by the administration, so I was like, hey, there's your warning. And then like weeks later, I was like, I'm not going to obey that warning. And the disciplinarian's like, did I ever give you a warning? I was like, yep. He goes, all right, you got. I think that was the only detention I got in high school. Um, and what was it? It was just lack of discipline. It was getting lazy. It was thinking I was above the rules. It was worrying more about being cool than obeying my superiors. That's a bad habit. Now, it only happened once. But if you continually live in that, there's issues there. And it's much better to get a detention today than get fired tomorrow. Habits make or break your life. They make up your entire day. Um, are you able to get, now, some of you love breakfast, some of you hate breakfast, but whatever you need in the morning, can you set an alarm clock to get what you need? Some of you need a shower to wake up. Some of you need coffee to wake up. Can you wake up early enough to make these things happen? Some of you need food. You coffee? Oh, I don't know that. Okay. I was never coffee until I became a dad. And now there's coffee and water all the way up till noon. Habits allow us to achieve great things over time, and we move towards our goal and purpose in life. Where there are no good habits, there is no progress. Um, and so, like, you don't become valedictorian. That's a good example because, of course, here at Turlings, you need a perfect 4.0 to give a speech at graduation, and that's a good image of what greatness is. Regardless, of who's saying it, the fact that you get a 4.0 reflects the fact that you showed up for every class. You showed up, I mean, not that you're perfect attendance, but you showed up ready to learn. You didn't slack at all. And you had to do that for 4 years. I've met a lot of students who were just caught off guard freshman year, got a couple B's. The rest of the time was A's. But it shows that, you had to lean in hard from the beginning to the end. Habits are what allow this in life. And a good habit, I already showed you that video, is called a virtue. Synonym for a good habit is a virtue. And once again, here's a test question, which is wide open for everyone to look at except the man in the corner. Virtue equals strength. The word virtue comes from the Latin word meaning strength. If you have good habits, those are your strengths. If you have the good habit of praying every day, you're going to have a stronger relationship with God. And when life gets hard, you're going to have one more thing to lean on. You might have a great day, commit no mortal sins. Oh, I don't need to pray. No. I have a habit of praying, so I'm going to use a good day to actually get closer to God. I don't need a bad day to pray. That's your strength. Habits and virtues. The word virtue means strength, and that's what we do at Sports Leader Wednesday mornings. We have a virtue of the week, and we see that if you incorporate this into your athletic realm, you're going to be a stronger athlete, a better competitor, because you have strength of soul. We spend hours in the weight room, of course, especially the tennis team. We're huge. But the truth is that you need to have a strong soul too, which is you never give up. That's the virtue of this week: resilience. Don't give up and have this commitment. So there's not like a list. I mean, you could probably make up a new virtue whenever you need to. So like the program that Sports Leader runs, it's a new virtue every week of the school year for 4 years, and they never repeat. So if there's, I don't know, that leaves 30 maybe, 30 virtues a year times 4. They would be able to give you a list of 120. But I'll be honest with you, not all of them are virtues. Like last week was effort. Effort's not a virtue. But you apply that to always giving your best effort, which is the virtue of consistency and that whatnot. What we're gonna do once I teach you today what a virtue is, and we go over the importance of it, we're gonna identify the 4 cardinal virtues that form the foundation of society, and then next chapter, I think it might be chapter 5. Actually, we're gonna do the theological virtues. So there's 7 primary ones in the UK, and so we're gonna focus on those. All right, there's 3 characteristics of virtue. How do you know if you have it? Well, most of the time you gotta work. You gotta put in the work. You just like I'm not a big Nike fan, but I like the slogan. You just do it. You want to be a clean person and you're tired going to bed at midnight, you just gotta do it. You just gotta clean your bathroom, get things tidy, lay out your uniform for the next day if you want to be ready to carpe diem in the morning. Latin for seize the day. It's a Latin phrase. What? It is very good coffee and gelato. Let's focus on the gelato because that is the only place I know of to get gelato in Lafayette. The woman found it was from Italy. Hey, carpe diem. I don't know how to describe it. It's near Rock and Bowl, the old gas station, Conoco, I think. What's the difference between wine and grape juice? You know? What do you know about that, Lucas? I'm messing about the wine, and I'm sure you have though. I'm not. Yeah, added ingredients. I don't know. I honestly don't. I've never made gelato. I can make a lot of other Italian things. How did we get on the? I say carpe diem. Now we're talking about gelato. I'm just telling you to conquer your day by doing hard things. So for example, I'd be very surprised. I bet most of us actually did not like brushing our teeth when we were little kids. I fight that battle every night with my 2 little kids. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I ever lied to my parents, did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Please don't go check my toothbrush to see if it's wet. Yeah, that's what they do. My dad trusted me because I never lied to him before. And I lied to him that day. That's what I used to do. You just wet it? Oh, I wouldn't go that far. If you're already at the sink getting it wet, just brush your teeth. I didn't want to go there. I don't want to. I just wanted. I don't know what I wanted. What would you say? We got apple, we got strawberry, we got Winnie the Pooh, we got Buzz Lightyear. Take your pick. Yeah. Yeah. My kid's like, ooh, that's a spicy toothpaste. I'm like, what? All right. Here's the point about toothpaste and brushing your teeth. We have parents that drilled it into us. You brush your teeth twice a day. You floss. Of course, that one's a little bit more lax, we all know. Raise your hand if you floss every week. Every day? Every day? All right, we got about 6 people in the class that were flossers. I floss every week. My favorite dentist I ever had told me that you really only have to do it every other day. So I do like every other day. Yes. Yes. It's about money for the floss companies. Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far. I don't think a little string is going to actually spread out your teeth. I don't trust floss. You don't trust floss, but you still do it. You're one of the few flossers. All right, so now that we're all grown young adults and we acquire these virtues, but you got to do the hard work. My least favorite chore growing up was washing the dishes after dinner. Miserable, lame. Boring. You did it. You wash it once. Mom says, "Oh, you missed a spot. Wash it again." Oh, I didn't like that. But you know what happened? My second job after being an umpire, I was a dishwasher. Yeah, yeah. In the major league, also known as the little leagues. Um, so I had a job washing dishes, and I kid you not, I would go to work 4 or 5 o'clock on a Friday. I would scrub the greasiest dishes until 10 or 11, and then I went home, and mom and dad said, "You got dishes tonight," and it was no big deal. I did it so much, it was so miserable that washing dishes is no big deal for me anymore. But nobody likes it when they start doing it. Raise your hand if you wash dishes for your family at least once a week. Well, that's pretty good. Yes, I don't play that game. Don't play that game with me. Everyone bring your dishes now or you're washing them. Yeah. And I actually usually round them up because I want to see what I got to do, and I want that finish line. I don't want that finish line to run away from me. So you got to be prepared. My mom always brings a full cup of coffee. She's like, all right, fine. That's not too hard to wash, though. He flips on it. The lasagna plate. Oh yeah. The chili pot. Oof. The bacon tray. All the trays. Needless to say, you lean in and you do it, and you become a virtuous household member, and you're going to be a great parent one day because you will know how to lean into the work and communicate about, I would like everyone to bring the dishes now. The shop is closing. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here at your home. Uh, Virtue, characteristic number two is these are synonyms. They're reliable or constant. And so um, if you are truly virtuous, it's truly a daily thing. In other words, your grades are consistent. So listen, some of you have the mental capacity to be straight A's. Some of you just, I wasn't straight A's in high school. Some of you are just like steady B's. And you know what? You're still a good student. Why? Because you're consistently putting the work. Some classes, it's an easy B. Other classes, you got to work for that B. But you can put in the work from semester to semester. I would call you straight B student, a virtuous student, not a perfect one. You may not go to Harvard, and you won't go to Harvard, but you are consistent, as opposed to the students that I really struggle with. Whereas one test they make, well, actually, no, this is the student that I really struggle with. So you get like 3 tests per quarter in this class. First test, they get like 72, 67. Oh, it's the last test before the end of the quarter, 95. Thanks for trying at the very end. You could be a straight A student, child of God, but you just don't put in the work. You're brilliant, but you don't have the virtue of study, discipline, paying attention in class, note taking. So this is we're differentiating, like a truly virtuous person, consistent. Another way to say is when they are reliable and consistent, and they're always ready to help you out, hold the door, do a favor for you. You're also accountable. This is all in the same bullet point, really. You're an accountable person, and your teacher can count on you, your parents can count on you, your friends can count on you when they need something. Hopefully, they're not just mooching off of you, but that's a virtuous person. Now, number three probably takes the most explanation, and that is that a truly virtuous person acts habitually. Habitual means that you actually want to do it. You're ready and you're prepared to do the hard work. Um, Most of you play sports. I think like 75% of this campus is involved in an athletic, you know, sport. And the same would go certainly for speech and debate and theater. Of course, theater people are not so much here right now. But you have people you work with on your team, and there you can be. Let's go with our first two characteristics. You could be, you could have acquired and played the sport for 10 years, done the activity for many years. You know how to memorize lines. You know how to do the athletic task. You're consistently showing up, but nobody likes that teammate that doesn't want to put in the work and just moans and complains the whole time during training. You're not, you're still not that the full level of virtue, that we would strive for, Whereas you look up to those people that when the coach raises the bar of expectation, they simply meet it and they keep their mouth shut, you know. I think it's hard to come across these people, but that's what I mean by habitual. You want to do it, Claire. Yeah, who on earth would ever want to do dishes? It's not the dishes. Let me tell you though, I just I did acquire the virtue of dishwashing largely from my high school job, but I went and I found Jesus in college, and I came back and I did the dishes every night. I just wanted to help out wherever I could. I wanted to serve wherever I could. I wanted to make other people happy. Let me take your load. I don't. I think I was, So it's not that you love soap, water, and rags. It's that you love making other people's lives easier. You love letting your parents go hang on the couch and read the newspaper. I don't think. Raise your hand if your parents read the newspaper. Okay, okay, there you go. Okay, so I mean, newspaper's going out of style, but that's how it was when I was growing up. Is it? I hope they're still around when I'm an old man. Because when I'm an old man, I want to wear slippers and read the newspaper. But I don't think they're going to be around anymore. I tried to read the newspaper. It was so boring. I couldn't do it. It was so boring. So yeah, it's you don't look at the mess of what you're doing. You simply look at I'm ready to make a home or contribute to the home life. Um, I think what I'm looking for. I think I already gave examples of this last line here. That you can do. You can be maybe a good athlete, but not truly want to put in the work or contribute to the good of the overall team, and it could be more about yourself. These things mean that you're lacking in the virtue of teamwork, we'll say. All right, last slide of the day. All these virtues this is not a self-help chapter. This is not a self-help book that Jesus wrote. It is about being holy. And you have to do some very simple, practical virtues like being, uh, like cleanliness, that we've been talking about today, discipline, consistency, all this stuff. And all of this forms a foundation in your soul to then apply to God and your relationship with God. And so then you need virtues to be holy, period. You need all of this to become like God, which of course is the goal of you and I who are made in the image and likeness of God. So the goal of a virtuous life is to become like God, making us more and more like Jesus, one virtue at a time. And so I'll see you at Sports Leader on Wednesday morning at 7:05 as we tackle the virtue for next week, whatever that virtue may be. Pascal. Patience is a queen virtue. Not the queen virtue, that's charity. But yeah, that phrase, oh, patience is a virtue. Raise your hand if you've heard that saying before. All the time, patience. Yeah, be patient. It is a virtue, and what we mean when we say that is you're going to have to work for this. It's hard. You have to acquire it. You still have work to do to be reliable in being a patient person, or don't say anything. But some of your parents, probably pop a top real quickly, lose their patience, blow a temper. That is and you don't like it when that happens. Maybe you do it and you don't like it, and the point of the matter is that while maybe they're angry for a good reason, to blow up into fireworks is a lack of self-control and patience that is a lack in that virtue. And so it comes Lent and you say, Lord, I'm going to focus on being a more patient person this Lent. And, you put in some work, you make some resolutions, you talk to your best friend or when you're married, your spouse about it, and we try to be better tomorrow. Yeah, patience is a virtue. The four we're going to focus on for the rest of the chapter is prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude. Those are the cardinal virtues. And then, like I said, faith, hope, and love are the theological virtues that we will cover another time this year. And then we'll be done. Your test is still on schedule for the end of next week. It's a short chapter.